What's going on?
I know it's hard to be reflective in a moment just, after a playoff series, but when you look back to, when you started training camp, so many of your guys' goals, whether it be defensive, the way you play on offense, making the playoffs, you guys achieved. Just how proud are you that you guys were able to do it in the fashion that you wanted to?
I think, the first word that sticks out isn't proud, it's more grateful. It's not like this everywhere in the NBA, and I think everybody in this building feels a very high level of appreciation to be here, and cherishes every single day in this building around these people, and it's so much easier to work hard when you feel comfortable and content in an environment, and I think everybody feels that here.
Does it feel like, I know it still stings a little bit because of the way things ended, but does it feel optimistic? Do you feel kind of going into the future for this franchise that things are on an upswing?
Yeah, of course. I think that's pretty obvious that there's a trajectory. There's the right trajectory going on. That people pull on the same strings, and kind of want to go somewhere here. And good things take time. I think this is a great step. Obviously, I'm a big believer in you don't have to lose in order to learn. Unfortunately, it seems to be part of it. And understanding where we came from 2-3 years ago when most first got here, we were a half away from advancing to the second round. So there's definitely a lot of silver linings for us as a young group. And we're going to embrace that this summer and we're going to come back stronger.
You may have to mince words here, but because I don't know what the tampering was. But as players, how is Orlando viewed? Like, if there's a free agent, from the outside, what do you think people think of coming to play here? Because I know there was a stigma a few years ago.
I don't know, man. I don't. To be honest with you, I really enjoy it here. I love it here. Obviously, it helps when you can go outside in a t-shirt in December. But no, this is a great spot, and mainly because of the people in this building. I don't really care what other people think about it. It's a really cool spot to be in.
Is there something you can take from yesterday's game that maybe that you can use to motivate yourself or motivate your guys?
Yeah, that home court matters. And that sounds simple, but a 9-point lead on the road just feels a lot bigger than a 9-point lead at home, or what was it? Deficit, not lead. It's just a lot harder to make up, and I think that's something you got to keep in mind when you play games in January and February. That those games matter because you want to set yourself up for a successful playoff run, and certain things you don't know till you experience them, and I think this is one of these things. And
Where do you think you've grown most in your personal game?
I think I don't know. I haven't really thought about it much. I've embraced being in a moment a lot this year. Haven't really read a lot of media or even watched that many games for that matter. Just because I wanted to be so. I wanted to embrace the moment here in this building and have the mental freshness, I would say, to come in here every day and give it my best. I think I've made a step in efficiency, understanding how I get my shots, creating like a sufficient way of scoring and creating shots for others. And another focal point for me was to be more disciplined, especially on the defensive end, but I think that translates on both ends. And it's obviously a work in progress, but I'm very happy with where I'm at there.
With the Olympics coming up pretty soon, what are your plans for the summer as far as training for that, assuming you are?
Yeah, that is close, huh? First of all, this came unexpected. I didn't really think we were going to be here today, so I'm going to need a couple weeks to decompress. Probably not going to touch a ball for a couple weeks, but like you said, the Olympics in the middle of the summer, so you can't really not train. We're going to regather our thoughts and then probably get going back in Germany in June or something like that. yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Mo, the folks upstairs always feel like, there's a need to tinker with the roster. You may know the piece that you guys need to get over the top, but what do you want to see them do this offseason to either bolster this team, run it back, or whatever?
I appreciate you asking that, but that's not a question for me. That's a question for the folks upstairs, like you just said. Again, I'm very grateful for the group that was around here this year, and I truly mean that. Because this is my 6th year, and again, it's not like this everywhere. So, yeah.
You mentioned the group as a whole, and it probably won't be the same fully in the next season. So,
No.
how does it feel to mourn the loss of the group not being fully together anymore?
We'll still talk about basketball team here, but I mean, obviously it sucks, right? Turnover is pretty constant in this league. It's part of the business, but I think we've done a good job embracing that all year, knowing that this group won't stay forever. It's just part of it, and I think everyone will tell you that. We really embraced that and didn't take that for granted.
Talk about decompressing when you're not picking up a basketball. What is that in your mind? What does that entail? Does that just getting away? You won't watch any NBA playoffs from here on out? What does that entail?
It's a good question. I'm going to figure that out. I will say that this is as fun as it is, and it's an awesome job as it is. It's very taxing, and there's a big relief when the season is over because it's a lot of pressure mentally. It might not seem that way because roles might be so small, but you're under constant mental pressure to perform every day, and you put yourself under that. So I kind of enjoy not being a basketball player. Whether I train or not, go out with my family, sit in a restaurant, don't think about basketball constantly, to be mentally refreshed and just be a human being without that constant pressure to having to perform.
You've had that added mental pressure being in this playoff series. Now that you know what that is like, how is that going to help you and the team next year or the years to come?
Well, honestly, what it told me more than anything is that we're not that far away. I think that's something we got to take away from this, that what we're doing here in this building translates, and it's not just regular season basketball. It translates in the postseason, and we won half away of going to the second round. And you never know what happens with matchups, injuries. So that's what tells me this playoffs experience especially. This is 3 years in and building, and I think, like we said, the trajectory is upwards, and I'm very grateful to be part of it.
Does it surprise you that Paulo is this good, this fast in his career? I mean, obviously you've been around him since the beginning, but...
No, I wouldn't say I'm surprised by that. I'm amazed by it. I think, as everybody, it's incredible. Not only Paulo, I mean, obviously Paulo deserves so much credit, but I think the whole group is it's truly special, and even Paulo would tell you that what makes this team good is that we're super deep, and everybody has a huge role, and everybody embraces that in some shape or form. But obviously, Paulo is our leader. Being an all-star in his second year is incredible, it makes you very happy as a teammate because he's a great guy, and that's what matters more.
You have such an appreciation for playing here. What is it like to have the opportunity to play with Franz and to live with him, and just the brother aspect of competing at the highest level together?
Yeah, it's incredible. I mean, you don't really, we embrace it, but I don't think we can fathom it quite. We'll tell our kids about the stuff we experience together, the time we get to spend together as a family, be able to spend Christmases and birthdays and all that stuff together as a family as a whole in this industry with both guys playing in the NBA is super unique, and we know how to appreciate it. It's a crazy life, and that's why I'm putting a lot of energy and being with 2 feet in it, and not worry about anything else too much.
How did you guys, brothers, how did you cope with what happened yesterday? I mean, what was the conversations like between the two of you?
It hasn't been 24 hours. Sometimes there isn't a lot of conversation. I always go back and forth because I also try to remember it's just a game, you know. You can't win them all, and again, you're a human being. I don't want to be too philosophical, but you got to move on. You got to live on. You got to. It's not gonna take my joy away from the game, and I think the same with Franz. It's gonna sting. It's supposed to sting, and we're gonna think of this when we work out this year. I think everybody in this building will, and we'll get better from it.
Thanks, Mo. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Have a good summer.